Nintendo has really been on a roll lately, giving us so much to chew on in terms of games for this holiday season, and even for the beginning of next year, and it's not even September yet. This recent double direct with the third-party titles and the indie world direction shaking things up, it really wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that Nintendo is prepping for something big. But how soon can we expect to see what they have in store for us? Well, I believe much sooner than you might think. What's up guys, Tactics here with another video for you, and today I'm going to be discussing with you Nintendo's plans for the foreseeable future in regards to, of course, the Nintendo Switch 2, when we could expect to see it, and some games that would be a very good starting lineup for this new system. And please understand that much of this is speculation and theory crafting based on evidence of what we've seen and what we've received thus far from Nintendo Directs, and maybe a few people out there who like to, leak Nintendo information and stuff. Now before we get into it, if you like to keep up to date on Nintendo news and other related content, be sure to hit that like button for me and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks guys. So let's not waste any more time and jump right into it. Now Nintendo has been doing some unusual activities this year compared to the last few years. Looking at the roadmap for the past couple of years, Nintendo has been pretty consistent with what sort of information that they've wanted to reveal starting back in September of 2021 with a direct for games coming out for the following year. Then we had the Animal Crossing New Horizons direct shortly after. The next couple of directs consist of directs centered around certain games alongside another sort of major direct in the months that you'd expect, like June, February, and September. And of course we would occasionally get sort of like this obscure direct like the Mario movie direct or sort of like a mini direct. But back on February 21st of 2024 is when things start to get a bit strange. At this point, we know that the Switch's lifespan is starting to run dry. Well, not in terms of like sales that much, but more so like a sort of unusual shift in focus to third-party titles. Throughout the first half of the year, gamers everywhere were wondering what could Nintendo be cooking up in that lab of theirs in regards to first-party titles. Was it possible that we could see a very similar case like Zelda getting two huge games on the same system with other franchises? And honestly, I think it was justified for Zelda considering that we never got a new shiny Zelda title for the Wii U. And then finally they answered our questions with a direct in June mapping out the lineup of the rest of this year with a ton of games. Like, I'm loving the amount of gems that they're dropping on us for sure, but I don't want to sound ungrateful when I say this or anything, but man, Nintendo, you gotta chill just a little bit. My wallet is going to need to be on life support before this year is over with. But yes, this left us with a clear understanding that this could be the finishing touch before moving on to the Switch 2.
Nope.
But we were wrong. Nintendo said, hold up, I got one more thing for you guys, and that being the most recent double direct that we just got at the end of this month. I've always thought of August as the month where Nintendo can kind of just dump out any last minute reveals for the summer before they begin to turn their attention towards the next big thing in their September directs. And this was it. This was the final loose end that Nintendo had to tie up in one big double presentation so that nothing else would be on the table for what's to come next month. Nintendo has made it very clear over the course of this year that there would be no mention of the Switch 2 in any of the directs that we've gotten so far, mainly so that it would not interfere with any of the software that was being pushed out for the Switch. Besides, when has Nintendo ever done a double direct like this before? And have they ever really skipped out on a direct in September? Well, I say no. Sure, they have had a dedicated direct for a specific game that came out in the same month as a major direct, like with the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 direct, but never a partner showcase alongside an indie world direct, which leads me to believe that they have one more surprise waiting for us in the coming month. Now a lot of people might be thinking that we could just be getting another normal sort of direct of a few more first party titles for this year or next year. Others might think we're getting nothing at all, considering just how much stuff has already been announced or revealed to us through gameplay footage and headlines. But like I said before, when has Nintendo ever really skipped out on a September Direct? Even during the rough times of 2020, the September Direct was basically the saving grace for Nintendo fans. So if this is the case and my prediction is right, what could we expect Nintendo to do? I believe it will be a presentation alongside a game that will be the poster child for the Switch 2. I understand that the Switch 2 is not some major jump in hardware like it was with the Wii U to the Switch. I'm thinking it will be more on the simple side with a showcase of the system's specs and other features they've added to the system, much like with the OLED. However, I think unlike the OLED, they're gonna have a dedicated game to act, as I said before, as the poster child for the new system, much like how Breath of the Wild was for the OG Switch. But what game would be the best choice, you might ask? Well, most people might default straight to Metroid, considering that that was the last big first-party title that was revealed back in June. And even though I think that would be great in terms of getting more people interested in the franchise, I think they might play it a bit more on the safe side with a game that is more recognizable to a larger audience like Mario. Perhaps Mario Odyssey 2? Who knows? But whatever it is, it has to be significant enough to draw in customers to want to upgrade to this new and better version of the Switch. After all, we don't want a repeat of the Wii U. There may even be a possibility that they have a lineup of a few games to start off with the new Switch's life, but that would be, I suppose, asking for the moon. Either way, this year is shaping up to be a huge transitional phase for Nintendo, and honestly, I'm just ready to get the news about the system so that I myself and many others can just sit back and bask in the ray of light of what the Switch 2 could potentially have to offer. And of course, with the recent Double Direct from Nintendo, they really have rekindled the huge bonfire of excitement and many fans out there, including myself. But what do you guys think about the new Nintendo Switch? Do you think there's a chance to see this console early next month, or is it just wishful thinking? Let me know down in the comments below. Alright guys, there you have it. If you enjoyed anything in this video, be sure to hit that like button for me and maybe even subscribe for more content like this if you're feeling even more generous. It really does help me grow out the channel. Either way, I appreciate it all the same, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.